But Scott learned the hard way, Mika, that the alligator is always hungry. You can feed it and you can appease it, but eventually it's going to bite your face off. And you can sacrifice your principles to the anti-Semitic mob, but it doesn't make them hate you any less. I mean, his position on Gaza is now indistinguishable from their own position. So, of course, what you saw in that video was anti-Semitism, because otherwise it doesn't make any sense. They berated and chased out a gay progressive lawmaker because he's a Jew who simply believes that Israel has a right to exist. Meanwhile, Israel is the only country in the Middle East where a trans march like that could safely happen. In Gaza, those same activists would be jailed or shot. Now, I say this as someone who has serious issues with the Netanyahu government. And I recognize that criticizing the Israeli government doesn't make you anti-Semitic any more than criticizing Trump makes you anti-American. But this irrational, seething hatred that singles out a tiny democratic country of 10 million people has become such a litmus test on the far left that being a trans rights champion at a trans rights rally now means nothing. And if you think this is just about Israeli government policies, well, see if this changes if Netanyahu is hopefully voted out this year. It won't change for these people because it's not about Israel's policies. It's about Israel's existence.
So, Jonathan, what do we do about the ignition point? And by the ignition point, I mean you can be a strong supporter of Israel. They're our strongest ally in the Middle East, always have been. They're a loyal state. They're a great government, a great people. And yet, the behavior of the Israeli army in Gaza has caused members of the American military to say they are literally out of control. And when you mention that, you could easily be called by someone else, oh, you must be anti-Semitic. What do we do about that?
Like, Mike, I hear you, I really do, but I think that's sort of a fiction. Like, I criticize the Israeli government. Scott Wiener criticized the Israeli government. You just heard Dave criticize the Israeli government.
Not the government, the military.
Or the military. Like, is there another set of foreign policy issues more debated and discussed than this one? But there's something deeply different than, again, running a gay man out of a gay pride trans event just because he's Jewish. I mean, these people are accusing him of, foregoing or not talking about the genocide in Gaza, as they put it, but he talked about it. Again, and people like me and Dave don't agree with him. But the litmus test is his identity. And we're seeing this all over, and it has real-world impact. Last week, we announced a lawsuit defending a middle schooler in Boulder, Colorado, Jewish kid in 10th grade who for 2 years was mercilessly bullied, called Israeli, all kinds of terrible names. At one point, his classmates put a cord around his neck like a lasso, and the school did nothing. Why? Because this is, quote, political speech. I mean, that is wrong. And so I think here's the deal. You want to criticize the Israeli government? Go for it. You want to criticize the Israeli military? Go for it. But when you demonize, denigrate, and hold Jews and Jewish people collectively responsible, could you imagine if we did this to kids who were Chinese American? Could you imagine if we did this to kids who were Muslim because we don't like the government of Iran or Saudi Arabia? Wrong, wrong, wrong every time.
Jonathan, can I ask you, because so many of these candidates who are running for office, there's a Senate candidate in Michigan as well, how much of this is about money? The idea that we spend billions of U.S. taxpayer dollars investing in this government, in the Israeli government, that is a source of a tremendous amount of tension with American citizens who, to Barnicle's point, watching what that money they believe is used to kill children. Well, how do we respond to that?
It's a fair question, Huma, and you know these issues from your time at the State Department probably better than I do. If you look at the foreign aid budget and you look at the foreign defense spending budget, it's actually quite small as a percentage of overall U.S. dollars. And you look at, we spend a lot of money in Egypt, right?
We certainly
and that's
do.
A country that persecutes gay people, persecutes religious minorities, et cetera.
And we can criticize that government, too.
We do, but we don't. So the question we have to ask is, why the obsession with Israel? Even before October the 7th. Why were there people cheering on October the 7th here in New York City after Jewish people, Israelis, were massacred, raped, and brutalized? I don't understand it until you start to peel it back. Look, we need to recognize that anti-Semitism has been around for a long time. Again, the perceived misdeeds of the Israeli government or the Israeli military create a convenient target. But again, I don't think it's right to hold people collectively responsible. And again, government dollars may get spent with this ally, but we spend them all around the world. I don't see people protesting the Egyptian government, the Saudi government, the Pakistani government. It seems to be that Israel is the only one that's held to this kind of double standard.